Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on live stream music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome, and I trust you enjoyed my last video on Australian television pioneer Bert Newton. And we looked at his life and his contribution to this country. Well, we're continuing on in that vein. Television came to Australia in the 1950s, and we needed personalities to get television started in this country, and Bert Newton certainly was one of those guys. This guy today too, considered the king of Australian television. He was born in 1934, Balaclava in Melbourne. Dad joined the RAF in 1939 and was an air gunner. And the family soon would move to St Kilda, but soon after the Second World War, his parents did divorce. That left a bit of an impact on this guy, and his grandparents looked after him. The guy we're talking about is Graham Kennedy. Graham Kennedy is a television legend. This guy's actually won 6 Gold Logie Awards, 59, 60, 67, 69, 71 and 78. He also won a Star of the Decade in 1967, and he got inducted into the Logie Hall of Fame in 1998. So this guy is very, very, very well regarded by the industry. In fact, in 1977, his high school, Melbourne High School, he raised $100,000 to contribute to building works there. But while he was sort of helping out at a hairdressing salon, ABC and 3UZ were just in the studio above him, and they kind of found out about this guy and said, "Hey, come and work for us. We'll put you in the record library." And Graham Kennedy said, "Yeah, all right, whatever." But it's then that he met Clifford Witter. Now, Clifford took a liking to Graham and gave him some work in 1956. But it was around 1957 again when television was starting in Australia that Graham Kennedy got a start. He also got a start in 3AK breakfast radio against who would become a lifetime friend, Bert Newton. And between 1960 and 1970, he was actually doing various radio shows around Melbourne, and he really and truly was becoming quite well loved in Melbourne because of that. In fact, 1977, he actually was part of covering the Silver Jubilee for Elizabeth II. But while these things were going on, in 1957, he started television for GTV9 in Telethon. That was for his first show, and soon he got asked to host the iconic In Melbourne Tonight. Now, Melbourne Tonight would be an iconic television show in Australia. We've got a couple of clips of it early Graham Kennedy here. We've got him doing a cooking show here, and as you can see, what you see is what you get with Graham, but he's very, very clever. He's not scared to say things that just for the sake of getting a laugh. Graham Kennedy is Graham Kennedy, and there's nothing like hamming it up with cooking. We've also got a bit of a clip of him doing a bit of a baby skit as well. Australian television was Australian television. It was silly, it was quirky, anything went. In 1961, Graham got his own show, The Graham Kennedy Show. And by this point, Graham was becoming absolutely massive. Here we've got a clip of him singing a medley of tunes. Now, to Graham Kennedy, he did songs that were on their way out. And so in typical Graham Kennedy style, he actually brought those songs to life. In Melbourne Tonight was a massive show, and Graham Kennedy was very, very important for that show's success. He was a lovable larrikin, the consummate performer, the old consummate professional, and he just really carried the show in Melbourne. As I said, he got to know Bert Newton really, really well. We've got a TV clip of the two of them there together, hamming it up. In 1971-72, the Graham Kennedy Show continued, and we got a bit of a clip of him selling dog food. Now, part of television was to actually do these live commercials. They were works of art in their own form. What can we do with dog food? Well, we can actually sing about it. We can obviously talk about the product, but we all can also drag the tune back as well. Graham Kennedy was the master of Australian television, absolutely. In 1977, he actually would host the show Blankety Blanks. I remember this show with a lot of fondness. Such people as Ugly Dave Gray, Noeling Brown, and a few others. And the whole premise of the show was that Graham Kennedy would say a bit of a line, blah, 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 and something blank. And it was up to the contestants to actually come up with the word. And whatever seemed to be the most appropriate and funny thing would get the point. Now, Graham Kennedy's middle name was Cyril, and whenever there was a Cyril said, he would obviously hand that up, and we'd all just really hang out for the Cyril said questions. So here we are with a couple of clips from Blankety Blanks. We've got the Cyril said question, and we've also got the meteorite hitting to Earth question as well. Graham Kennedy was the master of ad-libbing, the master of just doing what was required to get a laugh. He was always conscious of trying to find fun somewhere. This is the magic of Graham Kennedy. Move forward to 1981, and Australia celebrated 25 years of Australian television, and here we've got Bert Newton and Graham Kennedy again hamming it up for that show. These guys really were the best of friends, and they were the consummate partnership on television. So good to see these guys come back in 1981. We got an interview with the iconic John Lane in 1983, a bit of a TV interview there. And then move forward to 1984, he would actually host the news with Graham Kennedy, which morphed into Coast to Coast. And here we've got Graham Kennedy doing what he does so well, and he's just bringing absolutely fun into everything he did. So we've got 1984, Coast to Coast. John Mangus was part of that show, also Ken Sutcliffe, and those guys didn't believe their luck to be working alongside the iconic Graham Kennedy. So we've got a TV clip there. He was also part of some movies, The Club, Where They're a Weird, Mob Just to Name a Couple, 13 movies from 1959 to 1987. Graham Kennedy did actually leave us a little while ago, and there was much sadness in Australia that particular day. As I've already said, 6 gold Glogies, 59, 60, 67, 69, 71 and 78. So that just typifies there's almost 20 years of career in the span of those gold Logies. 1967, star of the decade, so well and truly loved in Melbourne. He would soon, it wasn't long before he'd take over Sydney and the whole country as well. So the links to those 13 videos are in the description below, and I've also included the last video from Bert Newton. If you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Live Reflection True Music, or you've come back for another one as we're considering some of the icons of Australian television, thank you for joining me today. Well, speaking of iconic television shows, we've got to look at Hey Hey It's Saturday next time. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.